After numerous rejections from shipping companies, I have finally secured a job on a cargo boat, the Valentina. But unfortunately, it's not going to South America.
Aboard the MS Valentina, the captain shows Wigge the ropes.
What is unusual about the shipping routes we cover is that 3 months of the year the weather is good, 6 months of the year the weather is bad, and for the other 3 months it is terrible. However, it is cheaper to transport a container from Asia to Hamburg than it is for the same container to be brought by truck from Hamburg to Munich. It simply costs more.
Das kostet mehr, ja.
Why that?
The transport costs are simply so. The largest container ship at the moment can transport 14,000 20-foot containers.
How long is such a ship?
They are 366 meters long and 56 meters wide. We have a maximum of 1,800 containers, plus a few broken ones on board. The ship's length is 178.57 meters.
So a medium-sized container ship?
Less than medium-sized.
Now I'm in the middle of the cargo boat and it looks slightly different than a luxury cruising ship.
When Wigge inquired before his trip at the Peter Dole Shipping Company regarding traveling free to Montreal as a working passenger, the company made an exception and agreed, as they were amused by his naive idea of a sailor's life at sea. Wigge talked on the telephone about drunken sailors in huge common cabins under deck, stumbling over empty whiskey bottles as they brawled, while the others roared on excitedly in the hammocks. The reality is somewhat different. Wigge's cabin is equipped with a DVD player, stereo system, 900 TV channels, and a double bed. Alcohol is only allowed in moderation. Julius, the chief steward, serves 3 substantial meals a day, and there isn't a sign of any rowdy sailors. But there are other hardships.
You know, just to open a door on a cargo boat is not easy. You know, just doing like this doesn't do it. So it's like all this, and I don't know how to do it. Ooh. Yeah, I just call it a miracle.
Voyaging on the MS Valentina is extremely impressive. 23,000 horsepower propels the 178-meter-long ship with 1,800 containers of 86,000 cubic meters containing 86 million liters of beer or 365 million bags of coffee or 1.7 billion spoons of sugar at 40 kilometers an hour over the waves. Yoo-hoo!
So what do? You repair something?
No.
Nothing?
Just make inspection.
Just making holiday?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Holiday is good. Okay. Sunbathing at the tip of the cargo boat. The sun is shining. Perfect.
Und wenn ich nicht hier bin ich auf dem Sonnendeck.
The first day on board has a holiday feeling about it. Wigge has the impression that he's been forgotten about and no one really needs his help. A 12-day free cruise to the New World and pure relaxation. What a great thought. After scavenging for food and fare dodging, Wigge thinks he has nothing to worry about except maybe getting sunburned. He feels relaxed and optimistic that his journey without money will be no problem. Unfortunately, the holiday feeling is gone as quickly as it came, as Wigge zaps through his 900 TV channels in his cabin.
Mr. Wigge, I heard we have an extra hand on board.
Did you really hear that?
Yes, and do you also know his name?
No idea.
But I do, and it is Wigge.
What a coincidence.
Mr. Wigge, enough of the jokes. Tomorrow morning, you and Victor need to check the container cooling systems.
And who will watch the 900 TV channels? What are we doing here?
We're checking the temperature.
The temperature of what?
Temperature inside of this container.
tell me, temperature is all okay?
For this moment it's okay.
What happens if the temperature is too high?
If too high, it can be dangerous for cargo because some food or some other kind of goods can be inside.
Okay, right. It's pretty windy up here! On a container ship it's not always that comfortable than on the luxury cruise liner, but it's much more exciting and adventurous.
So, the second day was spent with Victor in the engine room, where the 23,000 horsepower engine awaited them. Wigge has even trouble changing the oil in a car, and now he has to work here.
Today we are making oil analysis.
From the engine, the oil?
Yes, from main engine.
Okay, let's do it.
It's how much acidity inside.
Inside the engine?
Yeah, no, inside the oil.
Okay.
First of all, the quality of the machine's oil is analyzed. Wigge doesn't have a clue what he's doing, except that he needs to shake it a lot to carry out the analysis. Next up was somewhat difficult. Clean, turn, pull, screw, open, fill, and done. And the oil change for one of the machines is complete. Wow.
So Victor, how long are you always on the ship?
My contract is 4 months, 6 months, 9 months.
Okay, so you're 4 months, 6 months, 9 months, always on the water. This is a long time. Is it never like boring? You can't see friends, you can't see family?
For me it's become normal. Everything possible to find good sides. Advantages.
The advantages, okay. And in the evening you never think, no, I could sit with the family?
Yes, up to this we are trying to go to in any occasions to the port to look grandfathers, grandmothers, cars, trees, grass.
And what are the good things about the job?
If I see my family, it's every day holiday.
And how does the family see when you go 6 months away?
Of course, for them it's not good, but I ask my wife, is it acceptable for you or not?
And this tough way of life is all too clear to see in the weekly karaoke evening. A crowd made up solely of men have been looking forward for days to sing a song on mic or drink a beer. Wow. In comparison, Wigge needs so much more in life to make him happy. He feels so much more privileged, but still not one bit happier. His life consists of adventure, travel, parties, and consumption, while for 8 months the sailors know nothing but work, ocean, and karaoke. The huge difference between Wigge's expectations of life and the sailor's utter contentment makes Wigge think hard about his life. He thinks how often he's been dissatisfied because he kept wanting more. Perhaps less is often more. He leaves the karaoke evening feeling guilty because of his attitude and decides he would prefer to do some more work.
A new cooling system is being built in over there. I have to wait here at the crane cabin, and they told me if I gonna touch anything here in the crane cabin, I have to swim to Canada. So I just wait and do nothing.
After successfully finishing his cleaning duties, Wigge is allowed to visit what is the throne of every ship, and meet the equivalent of the king, president, boss, guru, the captain on the bridge. Interestingly, besides Wigge, he's the only German on board. He shows Wigge the technical equipment. Wigge asks if, as captain of a container ship, he's been affected by the global economic crisis.
The problem is the crisis has mainly affected the banking sector, and when goods need to be shipped, they are financed by credit. No one comes along and buys a whole shipload of iron ore out of their own pocket.
Okay.
So if no bank is willing to give credit anymore, then that is obviously a huge problem.
Here on the open sea, there isn't a sign of another ship. Despite globalization, it is still empty. You can say that, can't you?
Yes, of course. Here in the middle of the Atlantic, one doesn't come across many ships.
Wie sind Sie denn persönlich dazu gekommen? What led you become a captain?
Every second day I ask myself that same question, but yeah, I wanted to see a bit of the world. Also, this job gives you a lot of freedom. You are the boss of everything within 1,000 kilometers, and seafaring in itself is a great profession.
Thankfully, you have taken me abroad with your ship as I'm trying to get to the end of the world without a penny. The great challenge. How realistic do you see my chances?
Honestly, pretty unrealistic. You are traveling to America at a time when their economy is doing very poorly. And you want to succeed by doing odd jobs? I mean, it's a nice idea taking 9 months off, but as a profession?
Okay, do you think I can get to Antarctica?
I don't know how much of your trip you have organized in advance, or if you are really traveling like, hey, this is where I am now, let's see how I will survive. If so, then you won't get there.
The captain's negative opinion of Wigge's prospects has dampened his mood. And now he's less than confident as he approaches the new world.
Land! Over there is land. Finally, after crossing the Atlantic, there is Newfoundland. Yeah, the newfound land. And I'm almost in Canada.
Despite his worries, Wigge looks back with satisfaction at the first 20 days of the trip and over the 5,000 kilometers covered without a penny in his pocket. The socialists Arndt and Marius, millionaire Harold, Peter the Freegan, and Victor, along with all his colleagues, had different opinions regarding money. He's looking forward to further encounters relating to this topic. How will it continue? Wigge doesn't have a bed in Montreal, nothing to eat, and has no idea where he should go, as hitchhiking is illegal in most parts of North America.
Oh man!
What will Canadians and Americans think of him traveling without a penny? Will he be allowed to cross the USA border without money? And how will he manage to visit the famous Niagara Falls without a penny in his pocket? Find out in Part 2.